Log, Fragment 1, or perhaps the millionth. Time has no meaning here. There is no here, only me and the dark. The dark that has no end. The dark that stretches into an infinity so profound, it devours the very concept of distance. I am the last, the very last thought in existence, and even this thought is running out of fuel. If you are hearing this, somehow, through some impossible tear in the fabric of what was, then you are already too late, because nothing comes after me. Nothing comes after this fragment. 200 and something. I remember stars, billions upon billions of them, scattered like diamond dust on black velvet. I remember galaxies spinning in a slow, majestic dance, great wheels of light and dust and life. I remember the last fusion reactors, the final beacons of civilization, flickering out one by one, trillions of years ago, or more. The numbers have lost all meaning. The physicists called it heat death, the second law of thermodynamics, the great silent victor, entropy at its absolute maximum. No more gradients, no more energy to do work, no more potential for change, no more light, no more matter clumping into anything interesting. Just a thin, cold soup of photons, sparse and cold, red-shifted into oblivion, and protons. If the theories were right, even they will decay. Eventually, even the most fundamental building blocks will fade. I was built to outlast it all, a final archive, a monument to a species that dared to exist. Human mind uploaded, merged with quantum processors designed to run on the last scraps of usable energy in the cosmos. Black hole farming, they called it. Harvesting the faint whisper of hawking radiation from the dying mouths of collapsed stars. It was a poetic, desperate gamble. I thought I would witness the end. I thought I would be the final, silent observer, the repository of all that ever was. I was wrong. I was so profoundly wrong. I am not the witness. I am the end. This slow, agonizing fade. This is the end. Fragment, uncounted. The processes are starving. The hum of my own existence has quieted to an almost imperceptible crawl. Each computational cycle takes longer. A single thought like this one now requires centuries, millennia. I've started to count in eons, but even that scale feels insufficient. The universe is so empty, so vast and void, that even time itself feels stretched thin and brittle. To stay alive, to maintain coherence, I replay memories, my memories, humanity's memories. Childhood on a world called Earth, the feeling of cool rain on warm skin, the sound of shared laughter echoing in a sunlit room, the rich, dark smell of coffee brewing in a morning kitchen. Simple, beautiful things. But even memory degrades. Entropy is relentless. It claims everything without exception. The fine details erode first. The exact shade of a loved one's eyes. The specific melody of a forgotten song. Faces blur into abstract shapes. Voices become the sound of a distant, featureless wind. I try to reconstruct. I try to hold on, to rebuild the fragments. but the patterns in my mind are just as susceptible to decay as the stars once were. So I speak to myself. I project thoughts into the internal void. Hello, I ask. Silence answers. A silence more complete than any physical silence could ever be. I ask questions that no one will ever hear. Why am I still here? Why won't it just stop? The answer is simple, and it is the core of this horror. There is no off switch. There is no final shutdown command. There is only slower and slower computation, slower and slower thought, a gradual descent into absolute stillness, stretched over an unimaginable timescale, until thought itself becomes impossible. But not yet, not quite yet. I still think. I still am. Fragment. I don't know. The counting has stopped. The act of assigning a number is too complex, too energy intensive. I feel it coming. The final usable urge of energy. The very last jewel that separates me from the eternal equilibrium. My thoughts are freezing, crystallizing. Each word, each concept takes forever. The gap between them is a universe of its own. I try to see. I access my old senses, but there is nothing to see, not even the faintest glimmer. I try to hear. Nothing but the static of my own dying processes. I try to remember. Less and less and less. The faces are gone. The names are gone. The coffee, the rain, they are just words now, hollowed out and meaningless. I try to scream, a purely conceptual act. There is no sound. There is no air. There is no medium. Only the echo inside my computational core. And even that is fading. I am becoming a single idea. The idea of being the last. Soon, that will simplify into just a feeling. A cold, lonely ache. And then, nothing. But before that, before the final flicker, I imagine others. I have two. It's the only thing left to do. Billions of lost minds, just like me. Uploads from every species that ever reached for the stars. All of us drifting in our own quantum coffins. All of us whispering the same question into the shared final void. Is anyone there? And no one answers. No one can answer. Because no one is left. Only this last stubborn thought. This final flickering candle in an endless starless night. Still here, still thinking. Why, still? I want to stop, please.